Oh, hello. You scared the fuck out of me. I'm here to talk about and review, actually, Mario Hoops 3 on 3. And I will apologize in advance for the quality. If, the quality gets grainy or if I show video game clips of this game and it looks kind of I apologize. This is on Facebook and I don't have a camera. Let's just say I haven't invested into a camera in a while. My camera, I have to get a new camera because the whole thing. But you guys have heard the story before. If you haven't, you probably don't care anyways. You guys are here for my review of Mario Hoops 3 on 3. So, at first, before I get to the gameplay, to be quite honest with you, I want to talk about a little bit of the story of this game. Well, not the story of this game. Supposedly, the main plot of the story is that Bowser is sick and tired of losing to Mario in Mario Kart, so he challenged him and his friends to a basketball game. That's it. That's the story. And then Final Fantasy characters intervene. That's literally the story. To be quite honest, it's not a bad story, but I wish it was better. I mean, come on, you have Final Fantasy characters in here. Give a Final Fantasy plot. Come on, it's a missed opportunity. Seriously, man, very missed opportunity in my opinion. That's just me as a Final Fantasy fan, and just imagine the story of this game, like just balls to the wall of like, hey, I don't know, like what would the story would have been if you went like all out. But I guess this story right here of Bowser just challenging Mario to a basketball game is fine, I guess, right? Sorry about that. So, it is weird how that story is. Like, I didn't even know about the story until this year, and I've been having, like, this is not my original copy of this game, it's not, but this was my first DS game, actually. This was my first DS game. I eventually did sold it, and I did kind of regret it because it was my first DS game and everything like that. But I did not know how much bullshit you had to do in this game. I did not realize until I was an adult how much bullshit you had to do in this game just to get some stuff in the game. Now, if you do play it, this is not from my experience, but this is from what I've noticed from the game. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm the only one that noticed this. If you keep playing Exhibition, you eventually will unlock everything. Just keep playing it. Because you eventually are going to rank those points up all the way to SSS. And all the way those points to 9,999 basically. Or whatever number it is. So when you rack those numbers up, most likely the game is going to give you a free pass of giving you certain stuff that you could get only 2-player or not 2-player. For example. And you don't have to get all the trophies that you can get in the game. You don't have to have all of them gold or silver just to get certain characters. You don't. You can literally have all bronze in all the freaking in all the games, and you will still unlock all the characters. But you still have to do certain things to unlock certain characters too. Like for example, Cactar. Cactar is easy to unlock because he's in a stage, but to get that stage, to get unlocked that stage is a bitch. You have to there's a stage, a basketball stage that's like almost like a casino. It's a Bowser Jr. Casino basically. And you shoot, you get coins locked up and then you shoot at the basket and then the coins spin it and shit like a vending machine, and then it gives you certain points. You're supposed to make it up to 800 points before the game ends, and you only have 2 rounds. That's bullshit in my opinion. Every fucking time you do this shit, you either get 200 points or close to 400 points or 700 points. It's random. It's random. And that's not good. It's not. And I think in certain stuff that gives this game a flaw, I think Nintendo and Square just likes to forget about this game. Especially its sequel. Like, no one doesn't talk about its sequel at all. People praise this game. People love this game. The people that grew up with this game love it. And I love it too. But damn, does it have problems. It does. Not with the stylus or anything like that. Not with the touchpads. I had no problems with that. Well, to be quite honest, sometimes when I want to pass, the characters didn't pass. So there was that. And every time I wanted to like dodge or something like that, my character wouldn't do anything at all whatsoever. So there are all stuff like that, you know. And there's some moments that ice stage. If you played this game, you know what I'm talking about. This happened to me recently. I literally threw one of those ice things that you see in Mario Brothers, the very first video game of Mario Brothers, literally the arcade Mario Brothers. So you throw that ice basically to one of your opponents, and I literally got Mog into an ice. I'll get to that soon. But I literally engulfed him in ice, and guess what happened? The ball got stuck in ice too. That never happened to me before. Of all the times I played this game, that shit has never happened to me before. That is bullshit. That's bullshit. And I've noticed too that the more, you know, the more higher rank you put in difficulty, the more it doesn't become like all fun difficulty. It becomes annoying difficulty. And that's not good. That isn't. It makes you not want to play the game, to be quite honest with you. It does. It really does. Especially when the computer gives you players that literally would kick your ass because you choose players that can counteract that. Like, say if you picked all tricksters, good fucking luck. Right? Me, I picked a trickster, a tank, a powerhouse, and a a tech person. Because if you haven't noticed, all the tech people in the game of Mario 3-on-3, they all can shoot inside the basket. All of them can make it in the basket. All of them can. All of them can. The one exception to the rule is Princess Peach, because she can make it like basically 100%. Everyone else has like different percentage, but hers will be 100% accurate always. So every time a computer uses Peach or Daisy, you're gonna get your ass kicked. All right, you might get a little bit of leeway when, you know, you have White Mage, when the computer picks White Mage. But yo, pick one of the tech people as your team. All right, most people want to pick Waluigi because he's tall and shit like that. I don't blame you, because every time I fight with Waluigi in a computer, and the thing is too, what sucks about this game sometimes, sometimes depending on the difficulty, once the computer grabs the ball, they instantly go into the basket. Instantly. Even when you try to dodge it, they instantly fucking shoot it. There's like a sucker that's right under you. You literally need to be on top of that sucker. And sometimes it's not even that great. You see what I'm talking about with the flaws with this game? There's a lot of flaws with this game. Overall, it's still a good game. I still recommend you buying it and getting it. But are you going to have a bad time playing it sometimes? Yes, you are. You very, very are. You are. Okay? It has no reason to be as frustrating as it is, to be quite honest. It has no reason to. It hasn't. Gone along, I was playing this game in my friend's house, and my friend has never seen me pissed at a game like this before. I was talking so much shit. I'm like, Princess Peach, fucking whole son of a bitch. Literally, I was saying so much shit that he was like, dude, you good? I'm like, this game. Fuck this game. But I kept playing it. I guess Nintendo and Square decided to do the old school Nintendo and Square mentality from like the 80s, which is fine, but the thing is, there's not more options to play in this game, which is a flaw, the biggest flaw. And some of the stuff that in the other options that you can do is either not fun, or you need to have another cartridge to play with another player, and you can't fight the computer. Great! Because there's other ones that are there's other like side things that you need to play 2-on-2 that are really fun and should have been part of the main game, which it is, but you need a second, literally you need a fucking second person that has the same game as you, which sucks. Which fucking sucks. Good thing when you play basketball, you don't really have to do that, basically. Not if you're trying to get some in basketballs. Yes, there's basketballs in this game. Different types of basketballs. When I was a kid and I saw the different types of basketballs in this game, I was ecstatic. I was hyped. you know? And the characters that they have in this game is great, to be quite honest. I like the roster in this game. I really do. Now, do I wish there was more of the roster? Yes. I wish we got Toad. I wish we got, since Square was in here, how come we didn't get Geno? Geno would have been fucking perfect in this game. But no, you want to put someone else. Look, I love Cactar and I love Mog. They deserve to be in this game. They do. Same thing with Black Mage, Ninja, and White Mage. They deserve to be in this game, and I wouldn't have it any other way. They do deserve to be in this game. But where in the fuck is the Warrior of Light? Where's the Thief? Well, the Thief is basically the ninja, right? No, that's not accurate. Actually, no. You could have thrown a little bit more of Final Fantasy characters in there. The thing is, you know what's funny? I told my friend this too. If this game came out this year, Cloud would have been in it. Cloud would have been in it. Maybe Sora would have been in it. Or maybe there would have been a reference to Kingdom Hearts if Cloud, like all of a sudden Cloud has like a Buster Sword, but then you switch it out with a Keyblade or some shit. Some bullshit DLC or some shit like that, which doesn't really do anything. It's just cosmetic purposes. Cosmetic purposes, basically. It doesn't really do anything, which is bullshit. Just at least give me a Final Fantasy ball or something like that. There's not really a Final Fantasy ball in this game, which supposedly there is, but it's not a theme of Final Fantasy. It doesn't scream out Final Fantasy. Maybe if it was a crystal, then I would have been like, okay, that's nice, you know. But there isn't a crystal ball. It's funny. There's a star bar, which is cool, and a rainbow ball, which is awesome, paying homage to the Rainbow Road from the Mario Kart games. Which this game does pay homage to Mario Kart a lot. Like the first Mario Kart game, you have the little question marks on the floor. To be quite honest, I'm probably the only one that will say this. I miss that shit. That shit should have they should have never changed the fact that it's 3D model now. Look, it's not like I don't hate that concept. It's just that looking at the original Mario Kart and seeing those question blocks in the ground, I like it more. To me, I like it more because when you have it in front of you, a 3D model type shit, when you try to drive through, it clutters. To me, it clutters. It does. It's a cluttered mess. That's just me, man. I always felt that way with Mario Kart. I'm like, why are all these boxes right in front of me, man? It's all clutter. I know it's items and shit to use and shit like that. But the original Mario Kart had it on the floor. In my opinion, that's better. I don't know. That to me is better because sometimes when you want to grab a fucking goddamn item, someone already took it. At least in the original Mario Kart, if someone does take it, it's someone's right in front of you, and that's fine. Instead of someone right beside you. God! That's why I have a problem with Mario Kart sometimes, man. I enjoy Mario Kart, but that shit is bullshit. It is. And it does have the theme of Mario Kart of different stages of what you can do and all that. So there's still a lot of stuff to do in this game. It's just still not a lot that should be in this game. You know? Like, again, with the story, like, there's a tournament mode, but there's no story, basically. You have to look at the manual to know about the story, which is fine, but there's no cutscenes to iterate the fact that this is happening. The only time you get cutscenes is where the tournament mode and you switch to opponents that you're about to fight. And then when you get to the end, all of a sudden you're like, oh cool, I got the trophy and shit. And then all of a sudden an airship comes and you're like, the fuck is this? And then Ninja from Final Fantasy grabs your fucking trophy and goes up in the airship and you're like, alright, that's pretty badass. I'm gonna go up there. Some people didn't unlock some of the Final Fantasy characters because they couldn't do it. Some people couldn't put themselves through it. They didn't want to go through that torture. They didn't want to go through that fucking stress of getting some of these characters. But some of us did. We did it so you won't do it. How about that, all right? Seriously. To be honest, you know what I did? I got 2 copies of this game. One copy that I'm playing through it, but I decided to just bite the bullet and get another one. And if this one didn't have the whole thing of all the unlockables, then probably would have had 2 versions that didn't had all the unlockables. But this one, luckily, this one did. My intuition was on point as a motherfucker. I love my intuition. Mwah. My intuition literally told me that everything in this game was already unlocked, and it was. The only thing that the person that played this game didn't literally went to the rainbow section. They literally didn't. I did, and I got a bronze medal from it, but that person did not, and they unlocked it, all the characters and all the balls. So see, that's what got my gears going of like, maybe you could do this all in exhibition. Will it take a while? Fuck yeah. Maybe that's why they want you to do it in tournament mode. But since tournament mode is a bitch and barely anyone wants to fucking goddamn do it because the difficulty goes to this to appeal for out of nowhere, and sometimes it doesn't do that at all. Sometimes sometimes if you're in the beginning of the stage, they smack you, and then you go to a hard stage, and they're fine. There's no consistency of the levels, and I hate that. I always hated that, man. I always do. In every game, I never liked it that. I never did. I don't like it in RPGs. I don't like it in I don't like it in RPGs. I don't like it in this game. I don't like it I don't like it in my games in general. Really. Where's the upscale? It's like, I want an upscale of difficulty instead of being like, here, it's going to be hard as fuck because the game's a dick. But I put it in difficulty 3 or 4. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to make it a difficulty 6. Oh, it doesn't feel that way, but we'll make you feel it is that way. That's how this game is. It really is. It really fucking is. Right? Sometimes I have to make the computer stupid just to fucking to fucking enjoy myself playing fucking basketball. And you can play normal basketball in this game, which is dope. I do like that. You have the traditional Mario 3-on-3, and then just the traditional basketball, which makes sense to have that. But again, I still enjoy this game for what it is. Could it be so much better? Yes. The soundtrack, to be quite honest, is not bad. The soundtrack is literally from the guy that made Final Fantasy 14, I believe. Well, did the soundtrack for Final Fantasy 14, I believe. Now, again, the soundtrack is not the best in this game, but it's fine. It does its job. It does. Could it be better? Yeah. It could be better. For kind of like, you have Final Fantasy characters in this game. Final Fantasy is known to have epic fucking badass music. Okay? Even in the worst games possible, like, some people hate Final Fantasy 13, right? But no one would never doubt the fact that that game has the best soundtrack out of people sometimes compare Final Fantasy 13 soundtrack to Final Fantasy 8 soundtrack. I've heard that, and I'm like, that's boggles my mind sometimes, because the 8 soundtrack is mwah, mwah. Final Fantasy 8 soundtrack is better than fucking 7. Yeah, I fucking said it. 7 has a good soundtrack though. It really does. But 8 literally looks at 7 and pisses on it. It does. It pisses on it. It does. That whole opening scene in Final Fantasy 8, how can you not say that opening literally kills Final Fantasy 7? It does. It does. And I'm not going to even say about Final Fantasy 9, because Final Fantasy 9 is a completely different beast compared to what Final Fantasy 8 and 7 is. Meaning, it's not sci-fi. Ooh, yep, I went there, bitch. I went there. And the good thing is, too, in these Final Fantasy characters, they're medieval. They're medieval look, and I like that. They're not modern. Steampunk. Well, I don't mind steampunk, but sci-fi shit. Look, I don't hate sci-fi Final Fantasy, but you know why I do hate? When they cater to that type of fan base, and they cater to that, and then you get other people saying that, oh, yeah, fuck the medieval shit. I want sci-fi. Yeah, fuck what Final Fantasy used to be. This is why Dragon Quest has never changed. And I love Dragon Quest for that. All right? And anyone that hates on Dragon Quest, you're not a gamer. You're not a gamer. You're not a gamer. You dumb motherfucker. You're not. Are you kidding me? Without Dragon Quest, you won't have Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts. So suck on that, you son of a bitch. Seriously. You only have this game. So thank Dragon Quest for a lot of shit that's around here, to be quite honest with you. Alright? We wouldn't have Earthbound if Dragon Quest wasn't even around. The whole gameplay of how Earthbound was is, yeah, it's different, but the view perspective is the same thing as Dragon Quest. Alright? And a lot of things were like that too, like Pokemon at first. even though it did show the character, which was new at the time. You see? Yeah, I'm getting, there's still stuff about Mario 3-on-3 that I want to talk about with other stuff of history of gaming in Final Fantasy, you know? So I don't want people to think that I'm just jumping through things and not talking about this game. I'm still am. It's just, it's part of this game. It is. And it's part of the series. Because you have Final Fantasy characters and Nintendo characters in it. Why wouldn't I talk about some of the Final Fantasy stuff in this game? No shit. It's a crossover with Final Fantasy and Nintendo characters. You know? So, and fun note too, originally this game was not going to have Square or Mario characters in it. It was going to have completely new characters. But, kind of like how Smash Brothers were. It's funny. This game kind of pays homage to Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. Even though it became totally different. It still pays homage to, Smash and Mario Kart when you really think about it. But other than that, that's it. And the game is, again, still fine. It is. It's fine. It's a good time. It's fun to play with your friends. Definitely that. Oh, hell yeah. If you have another person to play with this game, do it. Do it. It's fun. It is. It's fun to play with your friends and all that shit. It's fun to, when they get coins and you want to fuck them over and they fuck you over. Oh, man, come on. It's fun, man. It's fun. It really is. And I wish they had that option for the computers, man. You have the option to literally put any difficulty you want when you're playing the game, so why won't you do that with the other mini games? I don't get it. It's almost like this game was rushed in a way. It's funny that I didn't think about that now until this video. Maybe this game was rushed. But for a rush product, it got a 7 out of 10 for me. And that's not bad. That's not bad. That's at least playable or worth purchasing. Maybe you might not beat it. Maybe you might play it for a bit and then put it down and play something else. But sometimes when you want to play a little bit of basketball and there's no other basketball games you can play, I'm not a sports guy. But if you told me there's a sports game with Nintendo characters and Final Fantasy characters in it, I'm definitely going to get it. Definitely. And that's why I like Mario Hoops 3-on-3. And when I played this game for the first time, I played the hell out of Mario because he was the go-to guy. And looking back at it now, I think the game just wants you to play as Mario because every time the AI uses Mario, if the AI tries to use Mario, reset that shit immediately. Especially if it has Peach and Daisy. Reset that immediately. Immediately. Because you're going to be crying and be pissed off. Or reset too if you have Wario. Not Wario, Waluigi. Reset if you get that too as an AI. Right? Same thing too with Bowser. If reset it if it's, well, to be honest, you can't reset it if it's in Bowser's castle. If it's in Bowser's castle, most likely Bowser's going to be in it. Bowser's not the worst, but my God, if you don't have Donkey Kong with you, you're going to have a hard time. You're really going to have a hard time because, in my opinion, Wario doesn't do justice. He doesn't. Wario is great. Wario is great. He does that a lot. But Wario is good. He really is. But Donkey Kong is better in this game. He really is. Kind of loud. His smacks can literally freaking take the ball away from you. He's the best one to do that. He's slow, but he's the best one out of everyone that can do that. Out of the whole powerhouse ones, he can do that the best. Bowser is slow too. I think he's slower than Donkey Kong, which I condone anyone that uses Bowser because I can't. I use more Bowser Jr. than anything when I first played this game. I use Bowser Jr. a lot, to be quite honest, because I loved Bowser Jr. And the fact that Bowser Jr. was not he was basically already unlocked when you first played the game. You had to unlock his dad, which is rare. Very rare, because in few games you had to unlock Bowser Jr. than Bowser. The fact that this game did it, and I think that was a tradition after that, right? Wasn't it? Wasn't it like, oh yeah, you have Bowser Jr., but you need to unlock Bowser? And wasn't that a thing later installments of Nintendo games? I could be wrong. But this was one of the first Mario games that did that. To have Bowser Jr. first before Bowser, because a lot of people will have to unlock Bowser Jr. Around that time, but they didn't with this one, which is great. You know, it just goes to show that how much people did like Bowser Jr. at the time, and I like Bowser Jr. I do. I like the little scarf he has and everything like that. I thought that was cute and everything like that. I loved his look. I like when he put it with his nose and everything like that. I wish some of the characters, you know how you could switch. You probably don't know this, but you can if you want. If you keep playing, you get to unlock certain different clothes for your player. Like for example, Yoshi. Yoshi comes with different colors. At first, he doesn't. You have to unlock that. So whatever directional pad you press while you're pressing the character and you put him in the basket, that's the color that they will be. Same thing with Fly Guy, which is a version of Shy Guy. And I like Fly Guy in this game. Even though the technique, the tricky players, the one that is best is the Koopa. The one with the wings and everything like that. That one is the best one. Cause and what is it? And what's his name? And Black Mage. But really the other one's better than the other ones, to be quite honest. That's just me. Because sometimes you notice which one's better than the other ones, and you're like, and sometimes when you choose a bad character, the computer's going to pick the best versions of those characters, and the character is going to and the computer's going to destroy you. So, sorry, I had to get on a tangent there. Sometimes I have to talk about this game and everything like that. It's been 26 minutes, so let's get down to it and show you some stuff. You know, again, I'm not gonna show you the gameplay. If I do show you the gameplay, it's mostly the demo. So, and this game is not, you know, this game to me is, I want to say, ahead of its time. Not ahead, but ahead enough to have fun of what you could do in a sports game, especially if it's on the go. You know. So, and this is basically the cover for it, so I'll show you here right now. So this is it, Mario Hoops 3 on 3. Really, really cool. I love the way that this screen looks and everything like that. And the music is really good too. Like, the music, like at first you do get annoyed with the first you do kind of get annoyed with the main menu music because sometimes you just want to hear something else. But overall, it's not bad. Really, it isn't bad. And you can see right there, what is it? Black Mage on the screen right there. And I want to point out Dixie too. Dixie's a bitch in this game. I'm dead serious. Oh yeah, and the demo ends where someone shoots a basket. I don't know why that happens. They don't even show game at all. They just be like, oh, someone shot a basket? All right, demo over. That is not how you show people how a game will work, guys. That's not how you do it. But let's go here. I'm going to show you what I have here. You see, this is the S rank I'm talking about. All the way this and all the way that. If you just keep playing the game and not keep doing the whole tournament shit. So you could pick any profile guy, any profile girl that you want, which is dope. I like that really, really much. Sometimes I switch to, at first I did to Moogle, then I went to Shy Guy, but mostly sometimes I go to Ninja because I like Ninja. And then when I locked Cactuar, I used Cactuar, but I like Shy Guy more because he's closer to what, you know, CHUCKY is, basically. And here's all the basketballs. So I'll be honest with you guys. Some of these okay, you know how Nintendo's kind of racist with the whole Donkey Kong 64 stuff? If you don't know, look it up. Look it up. It definitely is like holy shit. There's a watermelon basketball in here. And if you put that with Donkey Kong or any of the Kongs, it's kind of racy. When I saw that, I'm like, why a watermelon? It could have been a banana. What's wrong with you, Nintendo? You racist fucks. And the thing is, too, they have a dice here, too, which is also kind of like a stereotypical, too, if you watch some of the Warner Brothers shorts and you see the stereotypical color person rolling a dice and throwing it, which they did that with all of them. They did it with Chinese. They did it with Chinese. Nazis and stereotype color people. So really, is it really offended? No, they just put it out there to make fun of you, to be quite honest with you. But overall, you should see that and be like, Nintendo, what the fuck? You do realize that we're making fun of you, right? There's a dice in here that we're making fun of you back in the, during World War II. It's just something you think of. When you're an adult and you know your history and everything like that, especially with cartoons and in real life, you look at this stuff and you're like, someone's gonna get fired. Maybe this is why this game is forgotten. Because shit like this. I could be wrong, but there's a reason why Donkey Kong 64 has been remade. I'm saying that right now. There's not no enlightenment video. I just want to point this out because, some people need to know. All right, I like to, teach people things and let them know what they should see. And if they don't see it, then okay, you don't see it. But that's why I pointed out. You do have a Goomba, as a basketball. I thought that was awesome. A Cheap Sheep, which is really, really dope. And Yoshi's Egg, which I like to use a lot sometimes. Sometimes I like to, use the colorful ball or the star. But I like to go back and forth with this. And then you got a pumpkin ball too. That is fucking awesome. I love that shit. I really do. I really do. These basketballs are really dope. I really do like them. I don't recommend getting this one because sometimes it gets lost when you're trying to play and you can't fucking find it. Same thing with this one, but it's not as bad as the white ball and shit like that. But pick any other ones and you'll be fine. I do recommend getting the mushroom Goomba. Why not? I mean, for crying out loud, you're playing basketball and you're jumping and you're freaking using a mushroom as a basketball. That's awesome. I'm sorry, that's just me, man. And since we are in the spooky season, people think the spooky season starts in September and October. Nah, man, that shit starts in July. All right, that shit starts in July. All right, seriously, look at the name Jason. July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, that's the spooky season, people. That's the spooky season. Yeah, when I found that shit out, I'm all like, holy shit, little knowledge for you, little extra, little fun fact for you, So, I just like to have fun with you guys, like to, yeah, I'll just leave it there. You can say whatever you want and all that shit. So let's go to exhibition real quick. And here's all the characters you see. I have all of them. And when you click on them, they say what they have. Like you see Bowser is powerful, so is Donkey Kong is powerful, and so is Wario powerful. So you have like 3 to 4 characters that are a type of what they are, like a status basically. And it's funny too, since Square did make this game, it's funny that it has an RPG element to it. Have you noticed that? If you play this game, there is some RPG elements to it. You don't level up or anything like that. Well, technically, you kind of do. Most people are like, what are you talking about? The whole F strength that I showed you? You get to unlock stuff and everything like that. So, in a way, isn't that kind of like grinding? Maybe this is more of an RPG than I think it is. Huh. You're just unlocking stuff and getting more characters that are more level up. Some RPGs do that, actually, to be quite honest. Like, there's RPGs out there that be like, hey, here's a character that you have, but they're not going to level up because eventually a character you're going to meet next is going to be better. Almost like Shin Megami Tensei series. Almost. Yes, you can level up your monsters and everything like that, but there's monsters that have a level cap that you just automatically have to switch or change to get a better monster, a higher level monster than you or the other monsters. I kind of see how they did that here. I like that concept. I like how they did that here, to be quite honest. When you get the gears going and how they made this game or how they did it, I like it. I do. It gives you more of appreciation about this game, to be quite honest. It does. To me, it does. But I love... Can we talk about the sprite work in this game? The sprites look fucking fantastic. And the artwork is actually done from Tetsuya Nomura. The guy that made Kingdom Hearts. This art style is literally from him. Seriously. So all this art style you see is from Tetsuya Nomura. Obviously, he probably had help from other people, but this art style is literally all him. This is all his art style, which is pretty dope. You know, the guy that made Kingdom Hearts and made some Final Fantasy characters like Cloud, Sqawn, not Zidane because Zidane wasn't his character. I think Tidus was his character, right? I think he created Tidus. I could be wrong. But he did create those characters, and I'm surprised some of these characters are not here because he was involved in this. But again, it doesn't matter. It's still fine the way it is. I still wish we got Toad and Toadette. Toad and Toadette deserves to be in this game. They really do. And the Warrior of Light does too. And I think one other Final Fantasy character does deserve to be in here too, and that is Sid. I didn't think about that until today. Sid should be in this game. Sid is in all the Final Fantasy games. So pick a Sid, maybe from Final Fantasy. Let's see, this is from 2006, right? Okay, so this was before Final Fantasy 13, right? So let's say Sid from Final Fantasy 7, 8, or even 6. You know, either way, it doesn't matter. Pick any other Sid. It doesnn't matter. As long as you have Sid there, I'm fine. I don't care what Sid it is, to be quite honest. It could be the Sid from fucking Final Fantasy 15, even though this game didn't came out around when Final Fantasy 15 came out. But that would have been funny if that did happen. I would have been like, they knew. They knew. But let's go back here. I want to talk more about the Sprite Work because they're all dancing and everything like that. And you see fucking Cactuar, he's the speedy one. But you see how he is. And he's the most fastest one ever, so he is good to get. He's the fastest out of all the speedy characters, so he is good to unlock. So once you do unlock him, I do recommend using him a lot. Because since you have him, might as well fucking goddamn use him. And it's surprisingly, it is funny he's not right next to the other Final Fantasy characters. For kind of loud, even Mog's not right next to the Final Fantasy characters. They just put him aside like this and shit like that. Which is kind of like, yeah, you guys are not important. Which is so fucked up. But let's go. There is challenge mode here. You have practice, special shot to see how they special moves and everything like that. And you get this right here. You get like other options. Oh, I think this is it too. You just put DD. I'm just gonna put DD for the hell of it. And yes, you have wait, go here. I thought I picked someone. Oh wait, I got out, didn't I? Didn't press OK. Okay, you see right here, you have options here. In my other cartridge, I couldn't beat these, but this person did, and I condone you because I couldn't fucking do this shit to save my life. And Rainbow Road is fucking hard as shit with those whole fireballs and shit like that, but these are still fun to do just to have fun. And these should have been part of the main, like this right here. That right there should have been part of something else, like around here in these options. That's just me. But hey, at least we have it here, I guess, right? So challenge mode, I'll show you tournament mode. You know what? Let's press no here because I just have to forget it. So here's all what it looks like. Obviously, you can tell it's like Mario Kart and everything like that. So I got all gold, then silver on rainbow, then you unlock the hard mode. And this person didn't get to the rainbow gold one. In my other cartridge, I did, like I said. But this, I think I did this one, and I got a silver. This one was a bitch to get, and I was trying to do this with this one because it's not that hard, but yet this one was a bitch just to fucking just to change it is a bitch. I don't know, like obviously it's on hard mode, but when they say it's hard, they should have just put expert hard because that's what it should have been, to be quite honest. And then when you do all of this stuff, hold on. I'm gonna go back here. Sorry about this. Let's go back to exhibition real quick. We're almost done with this video, guys, so I'm just gonna, yeah, just pick characters real quick. So you go right here. You can pick the time, how many steps you want to have. Basically, how many sets you want. You want 2 sets or 4 sets. So I put 2. Sometimes 4 is nice, but I'd rather go with 2 sometimes if you want to, have fun, but still, go through the game pretty fast. Basically, if you want in exhibition mode. Here's a difficulty for the computer, and for the 6th one, the pro, you don't unlock that until like supposedly when you get all the trophies, but since I showed you the SS rank, obviously you unlock that. And Brooder is what it is, Brooder. I put tough because, sometimes if I put normal, sometimes it's just too easy for me. And it's funny too, sometimes when you do put normal, they act like it's on pro. And I'm like, yo, you guys do realize you're not on pro, right? You're on normal. And they act like, oh no, we're going to be on pro because fuck you. And I'm like, thanks, game, thanks. Even though I have it on tough, sometimes they act like this. Not all the time, but, when I have good luck, they act like this. When I have bad luck, they act like that, which is great. Don't you just love that in this game? It's just fucking... Literally, when it's just random of how difficulty it's going to be, even on exhibition. Thanks, game. Thanks. So I'll show you the stages real quick before I leave. So here's the Mario stadium. A lot of people don't like the stadium, but it's nice. It gets the job done and everything like that. It's your first stage, so obviously it's not going to have a gimmick or anything like that. So yeah, all these ones have gimmicks. I don't think this one really doesn't have a gimmick. I think it's just cheap sheets coming in and stuff like that. Same thing with this one. Actually, I don't think there is a gimmick with this one. I can't remember. But if there is, let me know. This one has cheap sheets. This one is basically the same thing as this one. The beach one. Koopa Beach. But this one's Sunset Beach. So, let's go continue on. We have Donkey Kong. Which is cool. Luigi's Mansion. Dope. Daisy's Garden, which is awesome. I like this stage a lot because you don't have to dunk or anything. You have to wait until the piranha is asleep to dunk. So you just need to shoot really good. And then this one, paying homage to a Final Fantasy character, which is dope. In this one, if you get right next to the court and your opponent is right next to the court, this thing will literally shoot out poison. And you can get hit with it. So watch out for that. And you have to unlock this. And actually, no, I think you unlock this normally and in tournament mode or exhibition. But this one was a bitch to unlock. This is the one that I was talking about that you need to go to Bowser Jr.'s the Bowser Jr. stage, basically. It's almost like a... What is it? It's almost like a casino thing, basically. And you have to unlock this stage. When you get 800 points, you unlock this stage, and then you could get Cactar. And the gimmick of the stage, it has a tornado on it, which is pretty dope. I like that, to be honest. But yeah, you have to get 100... you have to get 800 coins in Junior Street just to get this shit. I think that's horse crap. This should have been here a long fucking time ago. Alright? Seriously, game. And then you get this. This stage is a bitch too. But if you know what to do, you know what to do. Other than that, it's really... It's just sometimes you're going to have a bad time with this stage, This stage is not all bad. It's slow. But, it could be worse. This one, could be bad too. But it's still fine. You have, like, bloopers around that. If you go right next to the tentacles, they will, hit you. And you have, like, bombs around here. So, this pirate ship stage is really dope. And it's really fucking chaotic and crazy. I like it sometimes, but other times it's like, what the fuck? In this stage is surprisingly easy. There's no really gimmicks at all. It's almost like with this one. So it's the fact that this one doesn't have really gimmicks except for Final Fantasy characters in the tournament mode really says a lot. And it does have a chocobo net, obviously. Like if you see the basketball net, it has like a chocobo symbol on it, which is pretty cool. But other than that, that's really the gimmick. Like it's an airship and it's in the sky. And that's really it. I think that's the gimmick for it. That's really it. Not really too much to write home about. So, yeah, that's really it, guys. I could talk about maybe the matchup, right here. Right here, you just do DS wireless play and then DS download play. This one's for players that had the other extra cartridge, and this one's for players that don't have the cartridge. So, and that's really it. That's Mario Hoops 3-on-3. I do enjoy this game, like I said, but it is something. I say that right now. It is something. Do I still recommend playing it? Yes. Do I still recommend getting it? Yes. Do I still recommend being frustrated with it? No. But overall, if you haven't gotten this game, you should. I think it's worthy on your DS collection, to be quite honest. It's almost like Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and also The World Ends With You. It's one of those games that you need to have in your collection. It does. It does. Even if you don't play those games a lot, you should have them in your collection. Why? Because they're games that really might not be made ever again, to be quite honest. And yes, Chain of Memories has been remade, but the style, the way it's made with cards and all that, and action cards and shit like that, I love Chain of Memories. I do. I really do. I love Chain of Memories. I even like the story of that game too. So, Chain of Memories is my shit. All right, people that hate that game can fuck off. All right, people will be like, "Oh, the game is so easy. All you have to do is use use zeros, nines, and eights." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the game." You basically saying that the game is all easy to do. It's like, no, you just figured out how to make the game better, you idiot. I hate when people are like that. Oh, the game's too easy. No, you just figured out how to make it better, you idiot, how to make it more easy for you. You dumb fuck. If you want to make it harder in Chain of Memories, then don't increase your health. There it is. Make it more difficult for you, but you won't do that because you're fucking lazy like a motherfucker. You just want to fucking complain. There. So that's it. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. And tell me what you guys think about Mario Hoops 3-on-3. You know, what's your experience with Mario Hoops 3-on-3? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you love the characters that were in it? Did you wish some of the characters that were in the game were not in the game? What characters did you wish that were in the game? Or did you wish that this game was just Nintendo-based and not mixed with Square and Nintendo? I'm sure there's people out there that wish there was that. And I bet there's some people that wish that was just Final Fantasy characters playing basketball. Now imagine that story of that. It would be a complicated story as fuck. Imagine the basketball is the classic crystal orb of all the Final Fantasies. You know, I could see that. I could really see that. Fuck. Damn it. You know what? Forget it. I'm going to end this video off before I make a fucking better game than Square does. Ugh. You know what? In modern Square Enix, yeah, you can make a better game than them.